start recording, so we can do that. Oh, good, I pressed record. Okay, so just so you guys know where we're at, I'm going to not show you this. Good thing there's no like real grades on there yet to look at. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys where we're at in our modules, just because it might be confusing. And just so you know, in case you weren't there when we talked about it, you can click this triangle to collapse the modules. So all these things that we've already done, I collapsed it once they were finished. But make sure you do not collapse it until you have completed it. Even if we have moved on to the next one, don't collapse it until you have finished it, because then that's an extra reminder that you need to finish something in that module so you don't have it missing. So yesterday's class, we had part of it is right here under setting up Chromebook when I had you guys put all of the extensions. That was on September 8th, where you guys put extensions on there. And on the 14th, yesterday, I taught you guys how to use the extensions. So that was then the second part of yesterday's class. Is right here. That's the recording for the sourcing assignment on the historical thinking skills week 2. That's where that is. So yesterday's is in 2 different modules, just because we were finishing up this one and beginning this one. So if you were not here yesterday or with us, you'll need to watch both of them. You get your attendance credit by answering the question on this one instead of this one, but this one is going to be really helpful for you to watch before you start this assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up now. And we're going to be talking, talking about the sourcing. So yesterday, as soon as it loads, yesterday I showed you guys about that Pacific Northwest tree octopus. Even though I showed you guys about that a couple weeks before then. I showed you guys the Onion and the Babylon Bee, which are satire sites. They create fake news that seem real because they use real topics and they just use fake information inside of it to make it seem real. So I strongly suggest for you guys to do just a couple minutes of research, looking up what are the names of all the satire news websites, so that when you guys see something that someone posts online about something that happened, you have to look at the source, look at what website is the one who produced it and published it, because if it's one of those satire sites, then you will automatically know, okay, I can't trust this. I can't take it for granted, because I know that there's going to be some false information or at least unproven information in there. These are meant to just kind of trick you. Okay, so yesterday we already got started with evaluating sources in this assignment. We did this one right here, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. There we go. So we answered number 6 yesterday. I wanted to mention a couple things about these other ones, and then I'm going to give you guys a chance to work on it during class today, and then you guys will be able to answer questions. So I'm just going to start with number 5 and work my way up. So you're going to find out, did American soldiers commit atrocities, which means really, it's not going to work, which means like really bad, horrible things that they did during the Vietnam War. So you're trying to figure that one out. Oh, we lost someone. Did we lose? Nope, we didn't lose someone. And Summer, I'm not sure if you've heard from Winter before we get started with this, actually. We were told that she's moving back online. I'm not sure if you've heard from her or anything yet, but she's supposed to be joining us every day.
Me and her are coming in after school because I got to talk to some of my teachers, but she's having a hard time signing in, so she won't be in until next week.
Okay. Is it because she has a bad internet, or she doesn't have her like password saved, or do you know what her issue is with signing in?
Not really. My mom just told me she was having a hard time signing in.
Okay. Okay. All right. So if you guys will be, if she'll be in next week, then that'll be good.
Hmm.
We definitely don't want, yeah, anyways. So, okay. So source one, a sworn testimony. Basically what that means is when you're in court, you are sworn to say the truth, right? And if you don't say the truth, that means that you're guilty of perjury, which means lying under oath, and you have to go to prison. Speeches, there is no reason for you to say the truth because it's just a speech. You say a speech and, you know, it doesn't have to be the truth. This one, internment camps, is when we put the Japanese Americans into camps right after Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, because our government believed that they might give secrets or information to the Japanese government, because we thought that they might still be loyal to the Japanese government. So we put them into camps so that they wouldn't share our, you know, secrets or information about where our bases were during World War II. So basically this one's just asking if you want to try to find that information as to why they were put in the camps. Should you watch a film that the government puts out, or a report from declassified. What declassified means is it was documents that were written at the time and they were classified because they had information that they did not want the public to know at that time. And then what later they get declassified, they get opened up and the public is able to know about it at that point. So that's what those are. Number three, trying to find out what the layout of the camp was in Auschwitz. So where should you find, which source is best to find the layout of the concentration camp? Number two, these are almost the same. The only difference is the interviewer is a Black man, and this one, the interviewer is a white woman. So which one do you think that they're going to give the most truthful information to? And then this first one, who was present at the signing of the Declaration of Independence? Should you watch a Hollywood movie, or should you read a book that was written by a famous historian who's an expert on the revolution? So right now you're going to go through and answer each one of these. We already answered number 6 yesterday. So if you were not here during number 6, then you need to, after we're done with class today, you need to watch yesterday's video to get the answers and explanation for number 6. But you're going to go through 1 through 5 right now. When you are done, let me know. And then I will tell you guys about what's going on in the next assignment. But we're just going to stay on Zoom for a while. You're going to do the assignments and just chime in when you have a question. Okay, guys?
Shauna.
Yeah.
What is it under? What is it called?
Okay, so this is called sourcing, September 14th, sourcing. So you'll find that in the Historical Thinking Skills Week 2 module. So that's right here, sourcing. That's what I'm actually going to move to the next week. Move that away. We're only doing context. That's your homework, is the context assignment. And I'll explain that to you guys at the end of class today. So you'll find that in sourcing, Historical Thinking Skills Week 2, sourcing.
Shauna, I don't have it on my modules.
I don't have it either.
Really?
I can't see it either.
Oh, that's really interesting. Okay. That's really weird. Okay, let's try this. I'm going to refresh. Oh, I wonder if you guys are not seeing it if you have missing work earlier. I wonder if that's why you're not seeing it. Let's see. Summer, can I get you to share your screen with me so that I can see what you're looking at? Okay, no, yep, go ahead and do that. Oh, okay, so you've got, okay, so you're good with that module. Go ahead and close at that top module because you're good with that one. There we go. And that one, it looks, I can't see past that little screen at the bottom with the you're showing your screen, but okay, you're good with that one, so close that one up. You don't have anything missing there, it looks like. I wonder if it's because you don't have your introducing historical thinking skills, because I know, but that one shouldn't show up either. Okay, go ahead and stop screen sharing. I'm gonna look at something real quick. Oh, yeah, that would be why. Okay, so let me do this then. Okay, all right, go ahead and refresh your guys' module page and then try it. You should be able to see it now. And let me know if you cannot see it.
I still can't see it.
It's really
I
weird.
still can't either.
Why are you giving me problems? Okay, let's see. I'm not talking about you guys, I'm talking about the computer. Okay, let's try this. Oh, okay. All right, I figured it out. Now you guys can refresh it and see it.
I see it.
Oh, yep, I knew it. I knew it. Oh man. Okay. So you guys are good. Now I found out what my issue was. Okay, so you guys should see it September 14th sourcing. That is where you'll find the assignment. So yeah, so get those done 1 through 5. Number 6 will be the answer to that will be found in the September 14th Zoom class in that recording. So if you already did that part, if you were here yesterday, but you just need to type that in. I mean, when you get to number 6, if you remember the answer, just type it in. But if you don't know it or weren't here, then you'll have to go to that recording for that Zoom class, kind of fast forward to where we have the explanation, the answer, and then type it in. So answering 1 through 5 right now. And then let me know when each of you guys are done, and let me know if you guys have any questions, okay?
Shauna,
Yes.
it shows that I already did it.
That's right. I was thinking, I was like, it's either you or Kylinda. One of you guys already did it. Okay. Okay, so for you, let's see. For you, Summer, let's see if there was something else that you were missing that we need to have you do until everybody's done. Oh, historical thinking skills. That's what I want you to do. Let me show you where that was at. So you other guys, start working on already the sourcing assignment. So Summer, I want you to go, you're gonna go to the historical thinking skills module, and this is the one that I'm missing, I think. It's one of these two that I'm missing from you. Okay. So go to one of those two I'm missing from you. So go ahead and go to that one and do the one that you're missing, okay?
All right.
So that's what you will do right now until I tell you guys about the homework to do by next week. So, okay. All right. Let me know if you guys have any questions, okay?
Okay.
All right. So remember, as you guys are going through this, remember to pay attention to the date, when the information, the source was collected, Pay attention to who it was, what their background is, if they have extensive research or if they don't. Think about if they have reason to lie or not, or if they're able to lie. Think about if they, if sources that are like that source are typically leave information out, or if they give you all the information. So think about things like that when you're looking at the source of the information as you go through this. There we go. And number 2 would not be saying anything that is false, because it's just a report. It's meant to stay within the government and not to go outside the government. So they wouldn't be lying to themselves because they already know what the reasons are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so there's your answer and what you can write down for why you trust number 2 more for number 4. Thank you for that. Anybody else have any other questions? Just let me know. Okay, so with number 5, you're trying to figure out if American soldiers committed atrocities, which is like really bad, like war crimes basically during the Vietnam War. Atrocities would be something like, did they whip the prisoners? Did they rob and beat or murder any of the innocent civilians that are around? Those are atrocities that are typically committed in wars by people. So you have 2 sources. One is a sworn testimony in a congressional hearing. So a sworn testimony is basically like when you're in court, you have an oath that you say, like, I will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So you're sworn to tell the truth. And if you lie in court, that means it's perjury. That's what the crime is. And it's a felony. You could go to prison for up to 20 years if you are convicted of lying in court. So basically the sworn testimony, if you lie, it's a really, really big risk. So, and in a speech, there is no risk to lying. Sure, people might not like you about it, but there's not such a large risk. It's just a speech. Usually speeches are to tell what's good about something and not to tell what's bad about something, because they don't want to have people think badly on what they're doing. But the key point thing is, which one do you think the person is more apt to lie? Do you think that they're more apt or able to lie in a sworn testimony, or do you think they're more likely to lie in a speech? That's the question you're trying to answer, is which one do you think they're more likely to lie? And so the other one is going to be the one that you trust more. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Your homework assignment is in September 15th context. That's in the same module that the sourcing assignment is. So this is the context assignment. So context, just as a reminder, is looking at the background information or the surrounding information. So what else has been going on? You don't want to look at just a piece of the puzzle. You want to know the whole puzzle to get the best picture of exactly what happened. And this will kind of show you this. I have, and I'm not sure if I showed you guys this already. I think I did, but if you weren't here, then you get to see it. And if you were here when I showed you guys this, then you'll get it again. So this is my favorite example of someone who did not understand what context was before they posted something. This is a friend of mine. This is real life. This is what happened. And my friend posted a video. The video is not online anymore. It has been taken down because people know that, or like basically it's been discredited enough that I couldn't even find the video anywhere. I should have just downloaded it at the time, but I can't even find it because it's been taken down because people know it's not true. So basically it's this video. It's like a doctored video clip of a speech that President Obama had, that they basically took like little clips of his speech, like little video clips, and put them together into one video clip of the entire speech. They just like kind of picked little things out of it and they put it into this video. So my friend, she shared this video, and this is what President Obama said in this video. He said, "And for the international order that we have worked for generations to build, ordinary men and women are too small-minded to govern their own affairs. The order and progress can only come when individuals surrender their rights to an all-powerful sovereign. So basically what that means, there's some big words in there. What that means is like President Obama is trying to create this new world order that's going to control the whole world, and people are not going to have a lot of rights. And they've been trying to build this new world order for generations. And the reason why we need one government to rule the whole world is because men and women, like regular people, aren't smart enough to figure out how they should be governed. They're not smart enough. We can only move forward and progress as a world when people give up their rights to a country that has all the power. So that's what all powerful sovereign means, is a country that has all the power. So it doesn't sound good, does it? It sounds like he's trying to create this organization that's going to control the world, and we're not going to have our rights anymore. They think that regular people like us, we don't know what's best for us. We don't know the best way to be governed, which a lot of people don't. But I mean, like, we can figure it out, you know. So when people saw this video, they're like, oh my gosh, what is President Obama saying? I knew I didn't like him for a reason, or, you know, if they were already against him. And that's what they said. And so my friend, and you can see on here, this is a screenshot of it, you know, of course, blocking out some names for privacy purposes. But I watched a video and I'm like, okay, this is totally not what they're saying, what he was saying. So, and I commented, I was like, this is out of context, which means it's taken out of context, which means that you guys are not understanding what he's really saying, what the big picture of it is. They just took a little piece and they're trying to use that little piece of what he said to manipulate it, and they twisted it to tell people what they think about President Obama. And I'm like, no, you guys are taking it out of context. And so she's like, I and many, many others beg to differ. And one of her friends said, well, what more do you need to hear? And I was like, well, the truth about this speech. And so I commented here right before I commented this post. I commented here, and I have the video of the full speech and the text of the full speech. In reality, you know, he was saying that there are people who want there to be a new world order. There are people who think that we are too small-minded to govern our own affairs, to understand what government should be about. There are people who think that we need to give up our rights to a country and a government that has all the power and isn't limited in their power. So he's kind of saying the opposite. He's like, we need to have democracy because we're fighting against this. And it's not just conservatives who do that, because my friend was obviously conservative, a Republican. But it happens on all sides of the political spectrum. I have liberal or Democrat friends who do the same thing as well. They take a little bit of piece of what somebody said, and they'll say like, oh, so-and-so said this. And they fail to realize that, no, they actually said a lot more. So you have to look at the context. Okay. So here's your assignment. There's a different type of lunchroom fight. So you're going to find out a new lunchroom fight that happened at a different school. This is some background information that will give you information about what's been going on around the town before the lunchroom fight happened. Here's all the sources where this is all your evidence, okay? The evidence comes from your sources. Now, what you need to do after you read the sources is you have to figure out, and here's an example, and I'm gonna delete it after I'm done with mine. After, you know, it shouldn't show it on yours, but I guess if it does, oh well. So you're gonna use this to complete the table below, use the evidence, which is the sources. Each row should have 2 pieces of evidence. So I have 2 pieces of evidence in each of these. So town context. What's been going around in the town before the fight even happened? What has been going around in the town that might explain why that lunchroom fight occurred? Okay, so I have my 2 examples that you guys can, you know, use something like that if you want to. Here's what they said. Here's who said it. And here's if I trust it or not. Okay, so here's my second example, what they said, who said it, and if I trust it or not. So you're gonna do the same thing for school context. What's been going on in the school that might help explain why the lunchroom fight occurred. 2 pieces of evidence, what they said, who said it, if you trust them or not. And then the cafeteria, what happened in the cafeteria. what that will explain, you know, what happened in the fight, what they said, who said it, and if you trust them or not. Okay, so the things that you're going to write here in this first column for what happened is what you're going to get from these sources. That's the evidence that you're going to get from these sources. Okay, who said it is going to be the name of the person, and then you're going to write down if you trust them or not. So it's going to look like this. Don't just copy my examples, but here's an example. You'll have two examples, two pieces of evidence for each context. You have the first one is what's been going on in the town. Second one is what's been going on around in the school. And the third one, what's been going around in the cafeteria. Okay. So that is it for today. That's your homework. That's what you need to have finished by Tuesday. Okay. Tuesday's the deadline for having that finished. And please, please, please make sure if you have missing work, get that done. We're halfway through the quarter. Parent-teacher conferences are tomorrow. I'm going to post, everybody should have been told when we're going to have parent-teacher conferences, but I'm going to post on the school's Facebook page and on the announcements, the time frame for you guys according to your last name. So if you come, you can entered for drawings too. So that's fun, win prizes. So get your stuff done. Okay. Anybody have any questions?
No.
Okay.
No.
Winter's good. Summer's good. I didn't hear anything, Janella. I'm not sure if you answered. Summer, Will, and you guys you're free to go. Janella, do you have any questions?
No.
All right. So you're free to go too.
Bye.
See you guys next week.